Because of European migration policy, more than 25,000 migrants died within 8 years. These are the words of the FIFA President in Qatar, responding to criticism that came mostly from European countries against Qatar hosting the World Cup. Hello and welcome to TFA Analysis. Please subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much.
I bumped into migrants, a study, not a FIFA study, a Human Rights Watch study. One of these companies that I think is also criticizing certainly FIFA, certainly rightfully, many times, I guess. Well, that study says, basically, that because of the European migration policy, 25,000 migrants died since 2014, in 8 years. 1,200 only this year. Human beings died. So, if we take 2 steps back of this, I also wonder, but I will come back to that, why nobody asked for a compensation to be paid for the families of these migrants who die. Maybe their life is not worth the same. Where are we going? Where are we going with our way of working, guys? We have to ask this ourselves. Where is the world going? So if you go 2 steps back and we look at this issue of migration and the situation of hundreds of thousands of women and men from developing countries who would like to offer their services abroad in order to help and give a future to their families back home. Well, Qatar is actually offering them this opportunity. Hundreds of thousands of workers from developing countries come here. They earn 10 times more than what they earn in their home country. And they help their families to survive. And they do it in a legal way. We in Europe, we close our borders and we don't allow practically any worker from these countries who have obviously very low income to work legally in our countries, because we all know there are many illegal workers in our European countries, living in conditions which are also not really the best. So those who reach Europe, or those who want to go to Europe, they have to go through a very difficult journey. Only a few survive. So if Europe would really care about the destiny of these people, of these young people, well, then Europe could also do as Qatar did, create some channels, legal channels, where at least a number, a percentage of these workers could come to Europe. Low revenues, but give them some work, give them some future, give them some hope. This doesn't mean that we shouldn't point at what doesn't work. Here in Qatar as well. Of course, There are still things that don't work and that need to be addressed. But this moral lesson giving, one-sided, it's just hypocrisy. So I wonder why nobody recognizes the progress that has been made. Since 2016, the kafala system was abolished, minimum wages were introduced, heat protection measures were taken. ILO, international unions acknowledge that, but media don't, or some don't. It's difficult for a worker who comes to Qatar to go back home because thanks to him coming here, even in difficult situations, which were comparable to situations of European migrants in Europe a few decades ago, but thanks to that he can make his family live in his country because he earns 10 times or even more here. So why? Why couldn't we do something like this in Europe and do something much better for many more people all over the world?
The FIFA President also called on all European countries, all developed countries, America, to create legal channel in which migrants can use in order to arrive their country. Through this, the death rate we are hearing and having every year through the Mediterranean Sea, through the Sahara Desert, will reduce. The death rate people are passing through in forests and struggling to jump over a fence will reduce. That is the call. That they should copy example from Qatar. That yes, Qatar have a lot of migrants, but they create legal channel. There is not issue like it is in Europe. And he calls upon all European countries, all American countries to take into consideration this idea of creating a legal channel. He mentioned another point that I wish that you should have, the FIFA President in Qatar. He also made a statement that only engagement can bring real change. Not gun, not war weapon, not nuclear power or whatsoever, or missile can bring any change in the world. Listen to him and we will talk after.